In the last video, we briefly uncovered some of the most mysterious corners of the internet, leaving a lot of unanswered questions. But today, we're going deeper. We're diving into some of the most chilling internet mysteries that continue to baffle and haunt to this day. From ghosty emails to cryptic codes, these are the stories that refuse to be solved. The unsolved puzzles that will leave you wondering what really happened. Imagine receiving a message from a friend months after their death. Not just any message, but one that seems to speak directly to your deepest memories and private conversations. Spooky, right? This isn't just the plot of a horror movie. It's real life for the friends and family of Jack Froese. Jack Froese was a regular guy. He was beloved by his friends for his humour, and he shared a tight bond with his family. But in 2011, tragedy struck when Jack died suddenly of a heart arrhythmia, leaving his loved ones stunned. What followed months later only deepened the shock and confusion surrounding his death. Out of nowhere, Jack's friends began receiving emails from his account as if he were still alive. And these weren't just any emails. They contained information only Jack could have known. For example, his best friend, Tim Hart, received an email with the subject line, "I'm watching." It read, "Did you hear me? I'm at your house. Clean your f***ing attic." Only weeks before Jack died, Tim and Jack had shared a private joke about the messiness of Tim's attic, a place they spent time talking and joking around. Tim described opening the email and feeling a wave of fear and confusion. Who else could have known about that joke? Was Jack still out there somehow? But Tim wasn't the only one to receive these eerie messages. Jack's cousin, Jimmy McGraw, also got an email. After suffering an ankle injury, Jimmy received a message from Jack's email account saying, "Hey Jimmy, how's it going with that ankle? I knew you were going to break it. Just be careful." Once again, the details were specific and personal. The injury happened after Jack had already passed away, leading Jimmy to question who could have possibly known this information. Speculation spread like wildfire. Could it be a hacker playing a cruel joke, or was it something beyond our understanding? While many suggested that Jack's email account was compromised by a close friend, investigators were never able to find any definitive source for the messages. The emails stopped as mysteriously as they began, leaving Jack's loved ones and internet sleuths without answers. The truth behind these ghostly emails remains as haunting and inexplicable as the day they arrived. Next, we head to a place where bravery meets fear, and anonymity is both a weapon and a shield. In a Mexican state plagued by cartel violence, a single Facebook page stood as a guardian for thousands of citizens. But the question remained, who was behind Valor, Tamaulipas? The state of Tamaulipas is one of the most dangerous regions in Mexico, a place where violent turf wars between rival cartels are an everyday reality. Citizens found themselves living in constant fear, caught in the crossfire of relentless gang warfare. That's where Valor, Tamaulipas came in. It was a beacon of information, a warning system that alerted residents about cartel activity, impending clashes, and violent events before they happened. The page rapidly gained followers who relied on its updates for their safety. But while the posts were public, the administrator's identity was anything but. The person running the page, known only as the admin, was careful to stay in the shadows, operating under a cloak of secrecy. And for a good reason, the cartels didn't appreciate their activities being exposed. The admin was risking their life every day, revealing cartel movements and informing the public about danger zones. At one point, a major cartel placed a 600,000 pesos bounty, approximately $45,000, on the admin's head. The threat was clear. If they could find out who the admin was, they would be silenced permanently. Imagine living every day with that kind of threat hanging over your head. For years, the admin continued their work in the face of immense pressure. To protect their identity, they used secure, encrypted channels, multiple anonymous accounts, and careful timing to prevent their digital footprint from being traced. In 2014, the original admin decided to step back, citing threats to their family and themselves as the reason. The page was handed over to a new administrator, but not without immense concern for the person who had bravely stood up against such powerful enemies. The original admin's identity remains a mystery, but their courage made them a legend. Today, the page is still active, continuing to serve the citizens of Tamaulipas. But the story of that first admin, their bravery, their fear, and their ultimate sacrifice of safety for the public, is a story that may never be fully revealed. Imagine stumbling upon a live stream that's been running for years. A woman sleeps for hours, unmoving, only to wake up and write cryptic messages, claiming she's controlled by a sinister force. You've just entered the world of Chip-chan. Chip-chan isn't her real name, but rather the nickname given to a South Korean woman who has been live streaming her life 24/7 for well over a decade. Her apartment is dimly lit, cluttered, and unnervingly quiet most of the time. Chip-chan is often seen sleeping in front of her camera, sometimes for hours or even days, but it's when she's awake that things become truly bizarre. Chip-chan writes out messages on pieces of paper or on her computer, describing how she's allegedly being controlled by a corrupt police officer named P. According to her, P has implanted a microchip in her leg, rendering her unconscious for long periods and tracking her every move. But is there any truth to her claims? Chip-chan has shown what she believes are the physical marks left by the microchip, pointing the camera at her legs to display faint, bruise-like spots. Her warnings are scrawled on paper or written digitally, often repeating phrases like, "Don't trust the police, help me," and "P is controlling me." For the most part, she interacts very little with her audience. Viewers watch, entranced by the mystery of her life, trying to piece the story together from the clues she provides. Some internet sleuths have tried to dig deeper, even reaching out to South Korean police for answers. Theories about Chip-chan range from her suffering from a severe mental health disorder, like paranoid schizophrenia, to being a genuine victim of abuse or conspiracy. But nothing has been confirmed, and despite her almost constant live streaming, the truth of her situation remains hidden. For many, watching her day-to-day life has become a ritual, a real-time glimpse into a haunting world of confusion and fear. But whether she's a victim of a delusion or a much more sinister plot, one thing is certain. Chip-chan's story is one that continues to baffle, worry, and intrigue everyone who stumbles upon her eerie live stream. How is it possible that, in an era where nearly every piece of music can be identified in seconds, one haunting song has completely eluded the internet's detectives? Welcome to the mystery of the most mysterious song on the internet. The story began in the early 1980s, when a man named Darius S. recorded a synth-pop track off a German radio station. The song had everything you'd expect from the era: catchy beats, moody vocals, and an undeniably haunting melody. But despite all efforts to identify the song, its artist, its title, its origins, the mystery persists. Decades later, the song resurfaced when Darius uploaded a portion of the track online, hoping that the internet's vast collective knowledge could finally solve the enigma. The song immediately struck a chord, and its haunting vibe intrigued music lovers, cryptographers, and mystery enthusiasts alike. The lyrics, although slightly muffled, are in English, with a male voice repeatedly singing, "Like the wind, you can't see me." It sounds familiar, as if it belongs to a larger body of synth-pop music from the 1980s, but no amount of searching through databases, record collections, or even using music identification technology like Shazam has ever produced a result. Theories abound. Some suggest the song is a lost recording from an underground band that never made it big. Others believe it may have been a demo tape sent to a radio station, but never commercially released, making it effectively untraceable. A few more far-out ideas suggest that it could be part of a now-lost film soundtrack or an unreleased project by a major artist. Despite the song's online popularity, no one has stepped forward to claim it. And so, the most mysterious song on the internet continues to exist in a digital limbo, its enigmatic melody haunting everyone who listens. Codes, hidden messages, and mysterious hexadecimals, a true internet puzzle that captivated the minds of Reddit's most curious users. But where did A858 come from, and what does it all mean? The subreddit r/A858 DE45F56D9BC9, or simply A858, was first created in 2011. It became a cryptographer's playground, with its content consisting solely of long strings of seemingly random hexadecimal code, long sequences of numbers and letters that, at first glance, appeared meaningless. Yet, as more users joined the subreddit and began analysing the posts, it became apparent that there was an intricate pattern within the chaos. This wasn't just spam or nonsense. There was something to decode. Users dedicated countless hours to cracking the codes, breaking down the strings, converting them into binary, and trying to make sense of any hidden messages within. And the more they dug, the stranger things got. Every once in a while, users would find clues embedded in the posts, small snippets of text, cryptic messages, or even coordinates. But these findings only deepened the mystery, offering no real explanations as to what the codes meant or why they were being posted. Who was behind A858? What was their purpose? Speculation ran wild, and theories ranged from plausible to far-fetched. Some thought A858 was a complex alternate reality game, ARG, a massive interactive puzzle created to entertain or challenge those who stumbled upon it. Others believed it might be a secretive government agency or private group testing encryption methods and secure communication in plain sight. One theory suggested it was an elaborate social experiment, studying how online communities react to mysterious and unsolvable content. The most paranoid theories went even further, claiming that A858 was being used for clandestine communication, with each code containing secret messages intended for specific individuals or groups. Then, in 2015, the subreddit was suddenly closed to the public. The moderators posted a final, cryptic farewell. This has been fun, but all good things must come to an end. The posts were archived, and all new content ceased. Despite the efforts of countless Redditors and internet sleuths, no one has ever been able to crack the entirety of the A858 mystery or reveal its true purpose. Even today, A858 remains one of Reddit's most notorious enigmas, a puzzle without a solution, a code without a key. And as more and more time passes, we are left wondering if this mystery will ever be solved, or if it will remain an unsolved piece of internet lore forever.